So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Matchday Mornings. These westhamnetwork.com, all that good stuff. If you're new around here, where the hell have you been? But don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, all that things. Obviously, we're heading a safe journey to heading down to Brighton for the game. 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll be doing the watch along and everything else. We'll have our predicted 11s about midday as well. We had all the press conference and stuff yesterday. We had Irish Tommy's show as well yesterday, and yeah, all busy. But as we like to try and do, we'd like to try and get an opposition fan and get their perspective on the game. And we have got Luke. Let me bring him in. There he is. How are we doing, Lukey boy?
All good, Russ. Thank you so much for having me on today. It's really appreciate it. And I've been watching the channel. I really enjoy what you're doing. And yeah, big up West Ham.
Cheers, man. Obviously, but you know, you'll come for Brighton, so you got to big up Brighton as well, surely.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, definitely. Always respect my opponents, though. Always respect the opposition side. Always.
And it's one of those weird opponents for us in terms of Brighton. Obviously, famously haven't beaten you guys in the Premier League ever.
Nope.
I mean, you're hoping that voodoo continues into today. But it's just one of those weird games, isn't it? Because I remember playing in the Championship. I think we won 6-0 and it was no problem. But for some reason, when it comes to Premier League and Brighton, we can't do it. I don't get it.
Yeah. Bit of a bogey team, would you say, really? We are to you guys?
Traditionally, proper bogey team, and there's always one protagonist. It seems with Brighton. Before it was, oh god, right before back in the day, it would have been Glenn Murray. Always used to score against us.
Yeah,
Neil Mopai always used to score against us, and now it's bloody Danny Welbeck. Danny Welbeck always bloody scores against us. I just
mad, isn't it?
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Luke.
Nah, it's crazy. I mean, look, the last time we played you was obviously at the London Stadium, and that was a crazy game. But yeah, as you said, it is mad how we keep getting results out of you guys. It's like, you know, we always look forward to the West Ham games because we always seem to be getting something out of it. I hope it obviously doesn't change for today, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, and I mean, Brighton season. I mean, having a great season, isn't it? You know, 8th. You know, and you're 35 points. You're still need 5 points till safety, but I think you'll be all right this year. But it's it's a good season for you guys, isn't it? You're playing well.
It's a great season for us. Probably going to be the best season we've ever had in the Premier League, to be quite honest with you. It seems like every year Brighton seem to be taking a step forward, taking a step up. But quite envious of West Ham because obviously last season, it was last season that you got Conference League, wasn't it? Last season?
Oh, yeah, last season, we obviously played Europa League and win the conference this year, yeah.
There you go. So that's, you know, I'm envious of you guys getting there, and I really desperately want Brighton to get where you guys were last season. Really, so you never know, could happen. We're going on in the right direction. I would like to say as well, I did watch the West Ham game versus. Actually, Man United versus West Ham, obviously at Old Trafford, and quite impressed at the start with West Ham. Obviously, Ben Rama scoring that goal, absolutely incredible. But obviously, a shame result in the end there for in the Man United game.
It's a microcosm of our season. I'll be honest, Luke. To be fair, I think where you know, last season, probably the season before that. I mean, we're sort of around about where you guys are this season, you know, maybe sort of 6th or 7th. Obviously last season, big chunk in the top 4, very similar to Newcastle season. I think Newcastle will drop out and probably end up in the Europa League like we did that season. But yeah, there's been an upturn since January, since the beginning of the year. That's for sure, which is desperately needed, because otherwise, you know, we don't want to, fortunately we haven't had Europe until we haven't played for 3 months, and I think we're back in on Thursday, the next round of the conference. So, you know, looking forward to that. But obviously, with the threat of Premier League survival as your sort of the main sort of focus for the rest of the season. So it's a tough one, but
you're going to be looking for a performance, aren't you? You're going to be looking for a result Saturday, really, after that big loss against Man United. I bet you're really wanting something to cheer about Saturday, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those weird results where we lost the game, but everyone was quite complimentary of it. You know, it was clearly that it was individual mistakes rather than the setup of the side, and maybe the substitutions could have done a bit better. I think there is a splitting. Obviously, there's a lot of criticism for Moyes as a manager at the moment, but I think for me, I think I'd like to get some points, whether it's 1 or 3, or preferably 3, but I think it'd be 1, in all honesty, on Saturday, because actually the teams around us, the likes of Bournemouth, Southampton, they're playing sides like, I think Bournemouth are playing Arsenal away, and I think Wolves are playing Spurs. So I think it could be a really good. I think any point, any sort of anything coming out of that game on later on today would have a massive effect on us staying up. Yeah,
massive.
And for you guys, you want to get something out of the game. I mean, the fact is, Fulham ahead of you, but they've got like 3 games. They played 3 games more, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, we have a couple of more games in hand than Liverpool and Fulham. So yeah, we do.
And so obviously, when we played you last time at London Stadium, a lot's happened since then in terms of in the dugout and things like that. Obviously, Potter left, and I'm always interested to see. Obviously there was a bit of. I'm sure you guys were gutted. It was in terms of him going, but Roberto's come in, and if anything, I think you're playing a lot better than you did under Potter. From an outwards perspective. Obviously from an internal perspective, how do you feel?
Well, yeah. Personally, I do think he's an upgrade, in my opinion. I think he brings more attack to the side, more goals that we've always struggled with, and continue to struggle at times. But yes, I do feel like Roberto De Zerbi is an upgrade to Graham Potter. I don't know. He just seems that fresh manager. It's going to bring fresh new ideas, fresh new things, and it was really interesting. It was a scary time for Brighton, to be honest with you, considering we were doing so well at the start of the season, and obviously changing the manager so early, it was kind of a scary time. Was Roberto De Zerbi going to be any good? He hasn't proven anything, but yeah, he's certainly come in and just done amazingly. But yeah, incredible.
Well, regardless of whether he's done well or not, obviously, he's banned for the game. He got his FA charge on Friday afternoon. 1 match suspension, 15 grand as well in the old skyrocket. But he's taken it quite well, I think. To be honest, I think he's like, I think with these things now, when players and managers get banned, I think a lot of them just say, "Yeah, fair enough," because as soon as they speak up for it, they'll whack another game or so. Will that have much difference? Will that, obviously him not being on the touchline have a much difference for you guys, do you think?
Do you know what? I think it will make a little difference. I'm a little bit worried about it, to be honest with you. It's kind of strange because Roberto De Zerbi on obviously post-match interviews and the ones before as well, I think he's always so calm, but when he's on that sideline, he is, he's going crazy and he's so animated after the game, in the middle of the game. Like every time I see him on that sideline, he's so animated. And I think that is given us a lot of confidence. Being so passionate about the game. I don't know. It's just given us some spark, obviously, to score more goals. And I think we've always had very chilled out managers. With Chris Hughton and Graham Potter, they've always been really chill. They haven't shouted much. They don't go crazy when goals go in. I think Roberto De Zerbi's really bringing that excitement to the game for Brighton these days. So I think it will make a bit of an impact because I normally love to see Roberto De Zerbi.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Luke, actually, just in terms of the nature of him as a manager. I think, as you said, if it was a Potter, where Potter will tend to sort of sit in the in the dugout, maybe go out, do a little bit of tinkering, but not like, as you said, the energy that Roberto brings in terms of his animation on the sideline might permeate onto the pitch. So you might be right. There may be a slight. I'm clutching at straws, to be honest, Luke. But it might help. It might help. Yeah, you're totally right. It might help us. Obviously, we had a situation. We played Spurs at White Hart Lane, and obviously Conte wasn't on dugout because he was recovering from his gallbladder operation, and we had probably one of our worst performances this season. So maybe what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting one because we'll have to see what happens. But I think it's always better having your manager there than not.
Oh, totes. Yeah.
So I don't
Although,
think it's going to do any good, to be honest.
although saying that, I remember Moisey, I think it was last season, had got COVID and was out for 2 or 3 games, and they were our best 2 or 3 games we've played. So, you know, he's
Wow.
almost like, could he like carry on being sick? And I think a lot of the fan base probably still want him to be sick for that exact reason.
Yeah,
But
crazy.
obviously, you guys, you know, there's a few. It sounds like there's a couple of injuries, a few people coming back from injury. You know,
Lana, especially,
yeah,
was a big one for
yeah,
us. Going to be lost.
huge. Yeah, it's a huge loss, Lana. I think wasn't it? Was it Ayana? He's ill. He's got sick. He's a sickness bug or something like that.
Yeah, he's sick. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think it's. I don't know. I can't remember now. I did read it, but yeah, he's definitely out for today for sure.
yeah, and I think Solly's back, isn't he? I think Solly March is
Yes,
back.
so he should be. Yeah, so he should be. I mean, Purvis Estupinian,
Yeah,
it's an interesting one with him because he didn't play against Stoke. Obviously, we played Stoke in the FA Cup 5th round, and he didn't play in that match. Now, I don't know. I didn't hear the reports if it was an injury or if it wasn't an injury. So I don't know if he'll be playing or not. I think he's a massive, crucial player to our side. Such a fantastic left back or left wing back.
yeah.
So hopefully we do see him today. But yeah,
I think he will. I think by what I've been reading, I think he will be back as well. And obviously, I think our current nemesis, Danny Welbeck, I think he's fit as well. So
Yep.
that's what we don't need, to be honest, because he always bloody scores against us, regardless of whether he's playing for Man United or he's playing for you guys. He's one of those annoying players. You must have them as well, like certain players who always score against you for some reason, and Danny's always one of them for us. It's really brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Danny Welbeck. I mean, he is, don't get me wrong, a good player and does turn up when we need him to. But the guy that's just, taken all the eyes is Evan Ferguson.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous, and probably our top scorer right now since Trossard left. So I think, if he's going to be playing today, then, he's going to be dangerous, I think. More than Danny Welbeck, if I'm being honest with you. Because he's been on form recently, more than Danny Welbeck has. So, yeah.
And I remember obviously when you guys came and played at London Stadium, I thought Mitoma was a you got some really good players, with McAllister and stuff like that as well. I think it's going to be a really good game. I'm looking forward to it. That's the thing. I always look forward to it. I don't think it's going to be when Brighton play West Ham. And it's for me it's more of a football game rather than necessarily midfield match. You know what I mean? It's like it's good footballing teams, 2 teams hopefully playing it. So we've found a bit of form. And obviously you go into, the weekend playing obviously through to the quarterfinals, the FA Cup, great opportunity to make something there.
Definitely.
We were gutted, obviously. But all you could do is take Grimsby, beat them, and then you're in the semis. And Christ, you could end up playing Blackburn or Sheffield United, and you're in the final.
Yeah, mental. It is mental. Question: Are you coming down to the Amex today?
I'm not. I'm doing it live. So basically, I rarely get a pass for the away games because I work. I'm the stadium DJ for the home games.
Oh, wow.
So I do all that, and so Mrs. Budden, So I don't do as many away games. There'll be plenty down there, mate. There'll be plenty down there, and it's going to be fun. Anyone in the West Ham side that worries you?
I've got to say Ben Rama, just because of that goal he scored against Manchester United. I don't know. I've always rated him personally. I've always I like Ben Rama. He's good, and I don't think he's always been in the starting lineup. He's been a bit in and out, hasn't he? For West Ham.
It's a strange one. Moisey has always. I think it's a love-hate relationship with him. For me, I think same with any other player, apart from a couple who never seem to be dropped. But for Benny, if he has a bad game, he won't feature for 2 or 3 games. That always seems to be the way with him. And then we'll play. To be honest, I'm not his biggest fan. He's a great player, but I'm always quite critical of him because I think it's his final ball for me. And at 26, 27, that should be on it now. If he was 21, 22, you could sort of say, okay. But I thought he played his best game for us for a long time against Man United. So
I didn't realise he was that age. Actually, I thought he was about 24, 25. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
okay,
he's getting
interesting.
on a little bit now. So,
Okay.
um, so he said it should be in his prime, and I think I think he'll stay. He'll start today. I
Yeah.
think obviously once for me, there's one change which I think will be massive is obviously Danny Ings coming. He was cup tie for the Man United game, so he'll be coming in, and I think that will make a massive difference to us.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Definitely, 100%.
sure.
The other player I was thinking as well is Lucas Paqueta. Am I saying
Yeah,
that name correctly?
yeah, Lucas Paqueta. Yeah.
Yeah. He seems pretty good. I remember him in the League One Uber Eats, the French league. He looked pretty good there. And you know what? I've always rated him personally when he was there over in France. But yeah, I think he's always a danger as well. Always a good player there. Good solid
Yeah,
player.
he's getting up to the level of the Premier League. Originally, he was bought as a 10, but but Moyes put him. Well, for Brazil, he plays as an 8, so he's brought him back into
Yeah.
8 position. And
Okay.
yeah, no, it's we seem to have a little bit of a settled side now. We've moved.
Yeah.
We've been playing 3 at the back for most of the year, and then or since the calendar year, and then for the last 2 or 3 games, we've played a back 4, and it just seems a little bit more
Mm.
going forward now. So
Yeah.
I think that's the way we're taking it. But no,
I
it's
like
it's
that. Sorry. I like that.
all right.
Skamaka. Is it Skamaka? Oh, Siri. No,
Siri,
we're
Siri.
not talking to you, Siri. Is it Skamaka?
Yes,
His name?
Skamaka. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been injured quite a bit. Bless him. He'll
Yeah.
be. He got a few minutes against Man United. I think he'll be. I don't think he'll start today. I think he'll be on the bench, and come on if need be, and maybe we might start him against AEK Larnaca in the conference on Thursday, and then bleeding back in. He's had a knee operation. He's had a problem with his knee. He's had injections in his knee. So, yeah, we've got great play. I mean, as I said, it's about them ticking, and I think there's. I think today's game will be a good test against a side who we traditionally don't do well against. So if we do well, then that's good. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
that's
100%.
good.
I agree. I agree. No.
That's good. But yeah, similarly for you yourselves, you want to get some points on the board because, as you said, trying to put pressure on Fulham as well.
Yeah.
Obviously they're through to the quarterfinals, aren't they, of the FA Cup as well?
Yes.
So yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting tail end of the season. I mean, ideally, where do you realistically see yourselves at the end of the season in terms of silverware or league positions or whatever?
Well, obviously we're doing quite well in the FA Cup. We've got Grimsbury now for the quarterfinals, and that is at home as well. So that looks really good and positive at the moment. Do I see Roberto De Zerbi lifting that FA Cup? I'm not sure. I personally obviously don't see it because you've got to go through, well, Manchester United, they're
Yeah,
outrageously good at the moment, and we've still got Man City in there as well. There's, of course, going to be brilliant teams the further we go on in the Cup. But yeah, league-wise, I would absolutely love, and I'm praying for it, to at least hit that Conference League area. I'd love to see Brighton go to Europe just like West Ham. It's an absolute dream for me personally, and I would love to go and start vlogging in Spain and in these
yeah.
different countries. It'd be absolutely unbelievable.
I
And
think that's the thing. I think that's the thing from the West Ham fans. Obviously, we've done it. We did it last year, the Europa League, and obviously, and then due to the league position into the conference this year. And I think for the fans, it's great. It's you see the day before, and there'll be pictures of people in. Obviously, we're playing in Cyprus, quite near to Ayia Napa. It's not quite near to Ayia Napa, but nearly near to Ayia Napa than London Stadium is. To AEK Larnaca, and so you'll have loads of pictures of people getting on the flights, and you have loads of pictures of people with pints of beer and sunshine, and it's a really good thing, and for the fan base, particularly for West Ham, and for someone like Brighton or even Fulham. I mean, Fulham have had it; they've done it, haven't they? Before they got to the final of the Europa League, but for you guys, it'd be fantastic. Same with Newcastle fans. As you said, for your match day vlogs, you'll be doing it, at in sunny Spain or whoever, or in Croatia or Romania. It's great fun.
Yeah, it is good. It is really good. Yeah, it'll give the fans something. I think it'll make us more worldwide as well. I think it'll
Yes.
bring fans from different countries because they're a European team now. They're a Conference League team now. So, that we might get some more eyes on our club. Is exactly what we want to do. Of course, we have a hell of a lot of Japanese fans coming over from Japan because of Matoma, and he's brought us a lot of fan base over in Japan. But yeah, such an incredible player, and yeah, so I'm hoping we get to that conference area, and that will build us up a little bit more in different countries than Ecuador and Japan.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I mean, we're the similar thing with like Algeria with Ben Rama and stuff. We have a lot of Algerian fans now, so any criticism for Ben Rama gets, in the live streams gets quite heated by Algeria fans. But there we go, fair enough. That's part and parcel. You're totally right. I think it ups your profile, and obviously Roberto, his sort of attractive style of football as well. It makes Brighton a nice club for new fans and new players as well in the summer. It gives you a lot more money. I think currently, I think if you win, I think so far, I think there's another like 11 million quid we've earned this year so far in the conference. And if you, so it's a lot. There's a lot of money involved, and that's and that's not we're still at the 16. So I think we can. Or we can win 11. I don't know what it is, but anyway, if you obviously win the conference in the following year, regardless of whether in the Premier League, or even if you're in the Premier League, you could be in Europa League next year. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome, mate. And I think it's the Thursday nights, mate. Honestly, Thursday nights, that football is great. It's really fun. It's really fun, and it's the away fans that make it. We've had the likes of teams you've never heard of, like Viborg and people like that, and they bring 1,000 fans or whatever, and they bring the drums, and it's just brilliant. It's brilliant,
the flares, the pyro,
yeah, exactly. So that's the weird thing, the flares. That's the strange thing, is when they bring the flares in, but. It's a great atmosphere, mate. It's a great atmosphere.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's nice to have football in the week as well. It just cheers up your mood while in the middle of the week. So definitely 100%. But yeah, look, honestly, if we can somehow pull off winning the FA Cup, obviously that's a guaranteed spot, isn't it, for Europa Conference? I believe.
Yeah, for the league, I think. Yeah, Europa League, I think.
Yeah, Europa. So look, if we got that, I would be very chilled about the rest of the season, knowing that we've already.
Of course you would. Yeah, of course you would.
Be lovely.
Of course you would, man. Yeah. Well, I suppose with Man United winning the Carabao Cup, that's a conference place, the Carabao Cup. But obviously, you imagine United will be in at least the Europa League, if not Champions League, probably. So that does go to the league places. So it does move it down a little.
Moves down. Yeah, it does.
So that's great. Yeah, that's good, man. So predictions for today later on.
So it's going to be interesting. I do. It does make me wonder how many more matches are we going to keep getting these 3-pointers and draws and all that. That we've been getting a lot. I have to stay positive. Obviously, I'm always positive with my own club. And it is a boring one. A lot of people say it, but I'm going to have to go with a 2-1. 2-1 to Brighton. Obviously, it's a bit boring to keep saying these 2-1s, isn't it? It's the more boring thing to say. But generally, I think it will be difficult. I think you'll want a result after losing against Manchester United. You are playing well at the moment. You did play well in that match. So 2-1, we sneak it.
Okay. I said, the guy who did the channel with Anton, he said 2-1. I said 2-0 West Ham, but we'll see what happens, mate. And as always, as I say to everyone, I wish you all the best after 4:45. Then good luck. After 4:45, good luck. All the best for the rest of the season. Be great to see. So great to see Brighton in Europe. Be fantastic. Where can guys find you, Luke? Where can they find you, mate?
You can find me on YouTube. My name is LUKELiNXBRIGHTON. I do Brighton matchday vlogs and also other Brighton news and other sort of videos all about Brighton, really. So, yeah, just trying to obviously get to every single game as I possibly can, and I film it for the fans that can't get to the games.
Brilliant. We'll put a link in the description anyway as well. And thanks for your time, mate. And obviously, thanks everyone for watching. If you're new, where the hell have you been? Please subscribe to the channel. Go and check Luke's out as well. I'll put the link in the description. And take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, my friends, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye.